Hi Leo, hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the 23rd through the 30th. A lot going on this week, right? With Mercury retrograde, supermoon eclipse in the south node of Sag. You know, it's squaring Jupiter on Pisces. That's happening in your 8th house. I just feel like a lot's going on for you guys in two areas. One, and this sounds like everything, but one area is you're in this space where you're shifting your day-to-day experience, Leo, where if you haven't done it already, you're in the process of it, because that Pluto retrograde that started in April is continuing until the 3rd week in October, and it's continuing to send you on this subtle but really powerful sort of like exploration of the mundane aspects of your daily habits, right? So really thinking about what's underneath the surface of your day-to-day routines, what is and isn't working about the way that you're currently living your life. You know, your day-to-day deal with work, your day-to-day deal at home. Is there something going on with your pets? Is there, you know, because sixth house is also, which is where the energy that we're talking about here with the Pluto retrograde hangs out, right? We look at the 6th house for information there. If there are responsibilities that are detracting you from your higher goals, or maybe might be draining your energy, you know, it's like, are you overworking? Are you just not balancing your approach to day-to-day? It's time to just really slow down and make a few changes. You guys are feeling that, right? On the one hand, and then that go big or go home energy eclipse, right? With this square to Jupiter. Whoa, rejection. Let's see what's going on. Let's pull. We have rejection. We have beauty. Let's pull the oracles first, and we're going to talk about this crazy eclipse, right? Reason why it's so intense is because it's in a very serious square with Jupiter in Pisces. So not for you. We get rejection and not for you, Leo. Rejection and not for you. So let's see what's going on here. All right. Yeah, so let's talk about, I just feel like because of the houses that it's hitting for you guys, I want to talk about it in a quick and easy way. I'm not looking to confuse anyone. I'm calling this the go big or go home eclipse with the square to Jupiter, because it's going to be creating a whirlwind for you guys in your area of romance, creativity, and children. That's your 5th house. So don't be surprised by anything in these areas. Now, this could look very different depending on the age and stage that you're at. This could be anything from a hot date suddenly popping up on your radar, right? Could be that. Could be hitting a turning point within a current love affair. You deciding to launch some sort of creative project, or even something with your kids. What's interesting about our 5th house, if we have children, our kids share our 5th house energy with us. So what we're experiencing, particularly obviously if you have adult children, they would be experiencing similar energies as well. It could be an indicator of what's going on in the lives of our kids. This could also be an energy where a friend could turn into a lover now, or a lover turns into a partner, a partnership deepens, or this very energy, again, can be happening in the life of one of your kids, obviously, if they're older. But either way, the influx of exciting energy in your love life, or the creative, or just your creative life, will leave you, or your child, depending, flooded with inspiration that'll shine through into other areas of your life as well. But because it's going on here between that 5th and 11th, I'm talking big, because this, whatever's going on now, has to do with goals, where it is that your life is going. Now, the square is happening with that 8th house. This is the thing. Jupiter is in the house of endings and beginnings. So whatever is meant to fall away from your life is going to fall away, Leo. Whatever is meant to stay, even if things are a little rocky right now, it's going to transform. So that's the energy that we're at right now. So if something's not working, you really need to look at why, and a new approach would have to be had. Or if there's this, we have this not for you and this rejection energy, if it has to do with relationship, now your relationships might be great. This might be a situation with a friend or a family member, or something to do with money or anything like that. I'm going to be doing a separate relationship read right after this. I will timestamp in the description box below. I'm not doing separate ones for work this particular week, okay? So I do a lot of them right throughout the month, and I get a lot more questions about love. Okay, so let's dive into this and let's see what kind of general messages we can get out of this. So obviously we have rejection, not for you, but we have the idea of beauty here. So having the idea of beauty here is the ability to see beyond the surface level of something and see the true value in something. So we have this idea of something energetically not being meant for you in the long term, so there needed to be some sort of shift. And here you are coming into this energy in the space of stepping back, trying to get a different perspective, maybe figuring out a better strategy for how to move forward regarding a particular situation having to do with that relationship, that friendship, family connection, or money opportunity, right? But realizing that something, the Four of Swords is recognizing that something is not working out, right? Because it's stepping back and trying to recover, trying to get past something, trying to get a different perspective as well. So we have the I'm looking at the Pentacle energy here. We have the Judgment energy, and it's crossed by the Ace of Wands. So Judgment energy really is about assessment and letting go of the past and making a decision about the past and this sort of spiritual awakening, but it's being challenged by the Ace of Wands. So for a lot of you, there could be this energy where you're assessing whatever's been going on in the past, but your ability, or your desire rather, to transform that energy, because Judgment is a Pluto energy, transform that is being challenged by either desire or the presence of something new. This could be a new relationship, this could be a new creative project, this could be a new job, this is a new beginning. A new something, or your ideas, your mindset, your processing has changed in how you really want to move forward in your life. So it's very interesting because I see this desire to pull out the past, look at it, forgive yourself for whatever's gone on up to this point, forgive whatever or whoever it is that you're dealing with in this situation. Everybody did the best they knew how. But but now there's this new beginning. Now, some of you may be caught in this very gray area where you're feeling like you need to give something more effort, more work, yet you're feeling very guided and pulled energetically towards having a new beginning somewhere else. So it's this sort of push-pull kind of energy. For some of you, you're just having a really hard time getting past the past. It really is as simple as that and as complex as that. Stuck in the past, refuse to learn a lesson that's there for you. And in which case, for those of you resonating with it like that, you might find yourself in some sort of old pattern where you're not ready to break free just yet. So delays can go on here. You can feel trapped, unable to move forward, but not really even understanding why. So the best thing here to do is to just accept the past, right? As I mentioned, really evaluate whatever happened fairly. Forgive yourself, have compassion for the person that you were. Because there is this sort of like, moving on, wanting to move into something, is a very stuck energy for a lot of you. We have the Four of Pentacles as the crowning energy, which is about self-protection and being very concerned about your security. Being really concerned about your security. But then we have the Sun as a foundation, which is really good. I mean, this is in numerology, this is the Wheel of Fortune, some sort of turning point that you're at in your life for sure. So this is like success, good health, right? Especially if you've been struggling or sick in any way. Having everything that you need to create what you want, as long as, the Sun is always about, as long as it's good for you. That's a little caveat. As long as it's good for you. So relationship, if this has to do with that, growing beautiful connection, success in a career, not landing in a pot of gold, but being in a situation or in a position where you're going to be able to move forward and make more money for yourself, be more successful, right? I always say the Sun is the energy that puts the tools that we need in a toolbox to be successful in a situation. So we have the Page of Pentacles, which is you. So you might be actually starting some sort of new career, new venture, looking to launch something new, anything like that. By the way, the sun also rules you, so we do want to mention that. The sun also rules the 5th house, which is where the eclipse is happening, and that is the foundation. So a lot of you may be very concerned about your security regarding either a love affair, some sort of love situation, something to do with your kids, worrying about security for that, maybe having money in order to launch something that you're very interested in launching, some sort of creative endeavor. This does indicate a new position, a new offer, something new. This could also indicate a new relationship, because pentacles are mental, physical, emotional connection in addition to money. And page is the young'un of the court, so it indicates something new. So a new stage, something new opening for you. External to you, the energy external to you that's influencing you is the Queen of Wands, rather. So the Queen of Wands. And this is really about you stepping into your power, right? Ideas popping. You're going to have the strength you need to make things happen for yourself in the way that you want. This is kind of surrounding you, right? Your relationships are energized here. So you're all about, this is very interesting to me, because you're all about something new here, Leo. But what is it that you are having a hard time releasing? Because then look, in your block position is new. Your challenge, Page of Cups. Page of Cups is influence, right? It's good news about, and as an influence, it's a good news about any sort of emotional aspect of your life here. So it could be love, it could be money, it could be a family situation, anything like that. This could also indicate a new partner. And if you're resonating with it like that, it's like you're blocking the energy from meeting somebody new, because really in your soul, you're having a really hard time letting go of the past, allowing, even though you're feeling sort of in your conscious mind and in your conscious heart, I want new. I want to level this relationship up. I want to level up my position in my career. I want to make more money. I want to do. I want to, address this family situation. Whatever it is, right? I want to move, But it's like it's so interesting to me, the energy that I'm feeling. It's like right here, it's like keeping you grounded in the past. So there was something that you felt rejected by, whether it was a person, a job, an opportunity, your family, maybe a couple of those things. And you're trying to process, but the thing here is, Leo, everything happened exactly the way it was supposed to happen. And I do feel like you're going to end up realizing this and recognizing it about you, about yourself. Because this supermoon energy is truly no joke, right? It's immutable and fiery Sag, which is about adventure and truth-seeking, right? But Sagittarius, because it's squaring Jupiter, I just feel like it's pulling it into its shadow a little bit, which is about a lot of indecisiveness. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be super indecisive when it comes to relationships. Where are you going? You might be really unclear about things that are going on with your children, about the idea of children. You and one other sign, I felt like I said, I don't remember who it was, where I said, I just feel like if somebody comes up to you and is like, so Leo, how you doing? How are your plans going? What do you see for yourself over the next year? And you're being like, I don't have any idea, dude. I don't know. I know what I'm doing today. That's it. Maybe not even that much. That kind of thing, right? Taking it very day by day is really the energy that I'm getting here. But we have in the near future, we have the Fool upright, which is good, right? This has come out reverse in a couple of the spreads. So good. This is a fresh path, a new perspective, trying something new and different. So this could be meeting a new relationship where you're blocked here, you're allowing yourself here. This could also be relating differently within a current relationship. This could have to do with starting a new job, a new career, new. But in the final outcome energy, we have you're in this emotional stalemate with yourself. You need to make a decision. Because on the one hand, you want to protect yourself. And this is a tricky energy, because on the one hand, you want to protect yourself, right? But then you want this other thing. So the situation's not going away. So you have to resolve it. And the only way to resolve it is to actually speak your truth, say what you think, and make a decision. You have to make a decision. Why do I feel like I was saying this to you guys last week about something? I don't know. I might be confusing you guys with another, I don't know. But yeah. Let's see what's going on here. What are you confused about? My Leo friends, let's see, let's see. We got the Five of Swords and the Seven of Wands. All right. There is an energy in your life, whether it's a person, a friend, a family connection, some sort of opportunity, something, okay? Because we have the Ace of Pentacles. So Pentacles can mean connection, can mean a job, it can mean money, whatever it is. It's very auspicious, right? This is really good. It's about happiness and contentment, getting what you want, coming to you quickly. You're shown how to achieve something that you want. So if maybe something was eluding you up to this point, how is this relationship going to work out? I'm never going to feel stable in it. It's like all of a sudden saying, oh, hey, you know, somebody comes along and offers you a solution, a suggestion. Okay, for some of you, it can be that. Some of you, obviously, it is going to be a new job, a new something. This new idea comes in, like brand new. Well, then we have the Three of Pentacles. Very nice. About collaborating, coming together, lots of support, right? Okay, where are we going? We're going to do this. We're going to do this. And then all of a sudden, it's like, well, wait a minute. It's not working. And there's this anxiety and this overwhelm. Trouble sleeping, depression. You're not responding well to the external stress of something because your way out of something isn't clear. So it's almost like you want to be involved in this new something, but then all of a sudden you're like, I can't do it. I don't know. I'm not sure. And we have the Knight of Swords is clarifying that. So this is about expect the unexpected, right? Unpredictable roller coaster energy, highs and lows, truths coming out, underlying conflicts are exposed here. This can be super confusing or really a relief, depending on where you're at, right? If you know what I'm saying? Because in the Nine of Swords, your way out of something isn't very clear. And then it seems like, and maybe in a very uncomfortable way, but something's going to end up becoming clear. But this is like an energy you're dealing with that's really driven, that's very forthright, like very, very assertive, let's just say, fighting for what they believe in, whether it's the family situation, the relationship situation, it has to be this way kind of thing, right? And if it's not what they want, they just move on after creating a ton of drama, and they take no responsibility for it. No responsibility for fixing it, no, nothing like that, right? Very unpredictable kind of energy. But then there's a nice conversation had after that, where feelings are shared, positive communication comes in that ends up leading to a deepening of understanding, at least of what's gone on, some sort of connection. So you're experiencing a lot of anxiety, a lot of unhealthy energy. The Knight of Swords is not a healthy energy. It's really not. It's very difficult to deal with. But then there is this resolve, right? But what's being communicated with about Chariot? It's like, Chariot is like, okay, the toxicity needs to stay away. You want to go towards that metaphorical home space, right? Things are being expedited here, though. And because it's sandwiched between two positive cards, I feel like it's going to be, you're going away from toxicity towards something positive, towards a deepening of something, towards something that's maturing. So this really can have to do with pretty much any family situation, there being a maturity about it, a deepening of commitment, shared values. This could have to do with property. So this could certainly have to do with like the settling of an inheritance, at least the coming to terms with something. This could have to do with the idea of sharing the resources in a home, the sharing of anything that would be involved in building something together. So a business, a life within a relationship, anything like that. Now we have the Two of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. So the Two of Wands, very interesting. For some of you, this is all about a new romantic partnership. For others of you, this just indicates you making plans and moving forward. you know, you being recognized in work, you moving forward in some sort of relationship that's going to end up leveling you up. This is very much like your star rising kind of energy. Either personal life, public life, really doesn't matter, but there are two aspects to a situation. You have to figure out which is best for you. And we have the Five of Swords, and the thing is this is the tricky energy, because I feel like this is going to be very frustrating for you. If you're trying to work something out with somebody, they are very challenging and very stuck in their ways, and you're not going to be able to mitigate that, right? So, you know, the Five of Swords really does indicate a clash of desires and reality, right? Between what it is that you want to happen and what's in reality. So there's this tension, and that tension creates this ongoing conflict. And sometimes they could even be like micro conflicts, where it's like every little, you know, every day is like a little pick kind of thing, or this sort of like low-key aggression that you're vibing in, like that work connection or the family situation. You're better off walking away with grace and to just deal with your anger and disappointment, whatever it is, because right now you can't mitigate this stuff. So it's a minor arcana. You just have to let somebody like calm down. Just like somebody needs to be just calm down. We have the Seven of Wands, which does indicate obstacles, okay, but you have the resilience to overcome whatever challenging jam you're dealing with here. You're going to be successful with it, or in it, or at it, whatever it is. Success is right there. But your morality and your personal philosophy is really important for you right now. Like, because this is a Mars and Leo energy, right? And Leo is well, more like Mars. Mars is very much like, is this the right thing for you? Because if it's not, there's another road over there, and we're going to go that way, right? And so this is like that kind of energy. You're just not allowing the line that you're drawing in the sand to be crossed, not because you're difficult or challenging, but because it's what you need to deal with the situation. So it does seem like that. Very interesting. Knight of Wands, Four of Cups. Yeah, I mean, it just does look like there's going to need to be some coming. There's a choice in this, but there's going to need to be a meeting of the minds. You know, I mean, we have the Knight of Wands, and then the Knight of Wands can be a very fiery, very fired up energy. Wands are will, passion, motivation. It's also sex, right? It's one of the energies of sex. So it's somebody who's like very uninhibited, right? You might be dealing with an energy that's very uninhibited in that area. Things speeding up, decisions coming in that you've been waiting for regarding maybe some sort of relationship, somebody coming in or leaving your life in that way, somebody being very fiery, and as far as some sort of decision having to do with property, some sort of family matter, something like that. You know, you may feel very fired up to do something, or somebody else may be. The energies could always be vice versa, but I almost feel like this overwhelm of energy over you, where you feel very fired up and you're like, all right, you know what? I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this family situation, this business situation, this relationship, this person. I just can't. I can't because of A, B, and C. They did that, and that to me. All right, and like kind of creating this laundry list. And all of that might be true, at least from your subjective perspective, but it also does indicate that there's something that you need to look at in yourself a little more closely and deeply, because something needs to be healed inside of you. And that there has to be this like this understanding of recognizing where you might be looking for a situation to fill a hole in your soul that only you can fill, that kind of thing. And you have a choice here, right? Lovers is always about a choice. There's no absolute to this. This literally means we have a choice. We have issues here that need to be worked through. Are we on the same page? Are we able to be on the same page and work at this equally? If so, we have the blessing of Archangel Raphael, and he's going to help us through it. The clouds of conflict, issues. If you and this situation or this person are not on the same page, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. And we have the devil energy as the final card here. There's imbalance here. So either there's some sort of narcissistic behavior, addiction, selfishness, some sort of cheating situation if it has to do with relationship. Somebody who's really irresponsible, being very shady when it comes to money, when it comes to showing up in some sort of responsible way within the family, whatever it is. This is very interesting. Because I feel like something that you have your mind set on is where the rejection and the not for you is coming in here. Because it's not meant for you. It's not good for you, Leo. I feel like you're being protected here. You're being protected. Yes, absolutely. That is what I'm getting. And that's where the beauty comes in here, is recognizing the beauty in there's some sort of lesson. We have Lovers and the Devil. I mean, there's some sort of lesson that's going on here. And there's some sort of beautiful, ultimate, either realization, something happening within connection, whatever is denied you is all for a really, really good reason. And it's like right there. So however you're resonating with that, let's pull specifically for relationships now. Now this could be additional information for the poll we just had, or this could be completely separate. Okay, what am I doing here? What happened to the cards? All right. The sexual arts, okay. Somebody cheating? I don't know. Okay. Let's see what else comes out here. Pride. Okay. How teachable are you? And that's just about really being able to see. I really don't mean to sound like so like... I have to read the cards, right, guys? I hope you understand that. You know, but sometimes, you know, Leo, if you're not in a good space, I don't know you, I don't know what else is aspecting your chart, but we all know Leo, the archetype, when they're going through a lot of stressful periods, they can end up kind of being in their ego, round and round. How teachable are you to stop the cycle? Where might your pride be getting in the way? Something to think about. Nine of Cups, Queen of Wands. Okay, so listen, what I'm seeing here is that what's getting in the way of you getting what you want is this idea of you feeling like you need to expand and go after either another relationship. It's almost like, okay, because look, first of all, there have been conversations about this already in your relationship because we have the Justice energy here. So the Justice is, you know, lower courts. There might have even been conversation about divorce, separation, something like that. This is a Libra energy, 7th house of marriage, contracts, right? Ruled by Venus. How fair is this relationship? Is everybody showing up equally? What does the intimacy look like? Do you like how you feel in that relationship? Do they like how they feel in the relationship with you? Are things equitable? Is everybody paying their fair share? Is everybody showing up in the same way? All of these things were talked about, right? But towards a win-win situation, right? We get the Justice upright. It's like, okay, let's talk about this. Let's see how we can bring things together. This is about balance and fairness. Super important to look at right now, right? Because Venus wants us to feel good and stuff. Making sure your emotional needs are met and their emotional needs are met for those of you in relationship. If you're not, this is you being really aware of what it is that you need in relationship. So definitely see in your mind's eye what it is that you want. Nine of Cups is about wish fulfillment. What's getting in the way is the Queen of Wands energy. So the Queen of Wands energy is about stepping into your power, right? You just wanting to make things happen the way you want to make things happen. You wanting to energize things in a particular way. You having this fire in your soul. There's so much energy here in these two cards for me. It's incredible. So much energy. It's like what you want is right there. It's right there. But it's almost like you're in some way not allowing, up to this point, not allowing yourself to allow something to happen, I want to say, in the way that it's supposed to happen. There's a lot of indecision here. There's a lot of indecision. And you know, we don't talk about this enough with Sagittarius. We really don't. We always talk about Sagittarius as philosophers of the zodiac, travel, higher mindedness, all of that. But the thing is, every energy, right? I just mentioned what happens with Leo when they're feeling stressed out or tired or whatever. That's where like a little egotism can get kicked in, right? If things are feeling very stressed out, it's very easy for the Leo energy to focus very much on their own needs and on themselves, right? Sagittarius gets really confused, like absolute analysis paralysis here. And having the supermoon eclipse in the south node of Sag in your 5th house of love affairs, romance, how you connect with your partner, you might think you would know what you want one moment and then you have no idea what you want the next moment, which is fascinating to me because check it out. We have the sun and then we have the 9 of Pentacles. The sun is your ruler. The sun rules the 5th house. So it's everything that we're saying here. This is about growing beautiful connection. It's like butterflies and unicorns, right? With the sun energy here. It really is. It's about having everything that you need to make something work. But then we have the 9 of Pentacles, which is about working on yourself. See, this is a very much like love falling in love, right? But from a perspective of what your needs are, right? Okay. And now here we have the 9. The 9 is about independent endeavors, working on yourself, right? It's also an energy of finally meeting a healthy connection after doing solid work on yourself. So maybe you've been working on yourself in one way, mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever it is. And it wasn't until after all of this work that you did on yourself where you realized, wow, maybe I don't belong in the types of relationships that I've been allowing myself to be in. Some of you, if you're in relationship right now, you realizing that in a certain way, at least energetically, maybe you have outgrown this partner. It's not necessarily that anybody's a bad guy. It's just this is what's gone on. You're realizing that maybe things within the connection in the way that you've been experiencing it has not been comfortable for you. Now, because we have pride in how teachable you want to be sure that you're not slipping into this kind of thing where it's like my way or the highway kind of thing, or only focused on what you've identified as what's missing in a connection for you or in relationship for you. This really is about being very honest with yourself, even if you're single now, about your past relationships or a current one where you are maybe a little too consumed with what matters to you a little too much, right? Just about being honest. Well, everyone is like, everybody has Leo somewhere in their chart. Everybody's like that at one point or another in their energy. So we have you, right? In you. This is the position of you. So we have the strength energy. So what this tells me is that you've definitely been tested here in the area of relationship. There's no question. But things are going to get better as long as there's some balance. There's some balance here. Now, where it can get a little tricky, and I feel like many of you are going to be able to resonate with this, there may be things that are not good, okay, acceptable, problems in the relationship that you know really need to be addressed. Some of you might be going through things where it's almost like just the elephant in the room. It's just so much easier to not talk about it, right? Maybe somebody's still married. Maybe somebody has some sort of situation where they can't be in a regular relationship. Maybe, I don't know, whatever it is, somebody doesn't have a job, somebody, whatever the case is. When we get the strength energy here, especially because it's your energy, high likelihood of there being like physical attraction or energetic attraction can easily serve to mask issues that really do need to be addressed, right? But it's like ending up in bed instead of having that big important conversation and getting really just kind of living in the moment, going with the moment. But then that day comes and goes and that issue is still not resolved. Do you know what I mean? So you just want to be careful if you're resonating with that. We have the Knight of Swords as the energy that is influencing you here. So I feel this is the energy that needs to be balanced, and this is the expect the unexpected. Now you might be dealing with somebody who's a little bit of a, like, what's the word that I even want to say? Like easily triggered, maybe not very not very balanced. They might have some sort of challenge in being very sort of like adjusted in relationship, you know, personality, lots of anxiety, depression, could be that. Because again, the Knight of Swords energy is sort of like, boom, out of nowhere, they go from 0 to 100, or they're very dramatic in their responses. But it's just this unpredictable thing where you feel like you know where everything is, and then all of a sudden something happens, or some truth comes out, or some sort of conflict comes out, and it's just like you don't even know what to do. But whatever it is, that conflict does need to be settled up. Now, what is the challenge of the block? It could be, I mean, look, the Empress is the mother of the tarot. So it could be one of your kids, right? Especially because we have the eclipse in the 5th house. It could be the idea of children, having children. Maybe somebody can have children, somebody wants to have children, somebody's kids are an issue, something like that. It could be that. Or it could be just the idea of being able to grow in the relationship, right? Because again, Empress being Venus, Venus is about relationships, self-esteem, money. What's the block? Does everybody have a job? Is everybody communicating and connecting in a really beautiful way to make everybody feel supported and loved? Do you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Because if those things aren't in place, it's going to be very difficult to move forward. And several of those things might be going on at once, right? So then we have the Knight of Wands in the near future. So the Knight of Wands energy is very much, again, about firing up that ambition, kind of going really headstrong into something, wanting influences speeding up, blocks being lifted, decisions coming in, boom, boom, boom. Lots of fire though, lots of passion. And then we have Page of Pentacles. Page is always a new cycle, new connection, some sort of new connection, new cycle in a connection, but putting a lot of hard work into something. Being super reliable, because the energy here is if you can put a lot of hard work, be really steadfast, this can end up being something super beautiful, really beautiful. But I have to tell you, we have the Ace of Cups. Let's see what's going on here. The Hangman, Queen of Swords, Truth. Settling the conflict, having the conversation about like where are we going to live, what are we going to do, what does a strong foundation even mean? Support, 8 of Pentacles, mastering something, 4 of Pentacles. You know, I just feel like I'm not giving you guys like an ending of this. It's just more about this thought process of confusion, to be honest with you. Because I do feel like this is very interesting. Because Ace of Cups is a new relationship, right? And then we have the Queen of Swords, which is the truth about a new relationship. And the fact that there is a need existing to settle a conflict within yourself and with somebody else here, right? And then we have the Nine of Pentacles was here already. We have the 4 of Wands. So the 4 of Wands is really about the energy of foundation. You know, this is somebody opening up their heart, expressing their love and affection. I call this the honeymoon card too. This is just, you know, really a strong foundation and really working towards that. 8 of Pentacles, 8 is the number of mastery, figuring out what all of that is, what all of that means. So Leo, it's very interesting because I feel like there's an energy that you were involved with that if it was just the two of you and external situations didn't matter at all, money, family, whatever, you guys would be happy as clams. But it's almost like there is this energy that's getting in the way because you're very concerned about your security. You're very confused between two things within the relationship. Now, if this isn't between two people, maybe it's a decision that you and your partner have been having to make. Like, do you want to have a baby? Do you want to get married? Do you want to do all of these things? And it's just utterly overwhelming. utterly overwhelming. But what you really need to look at is, are you trying to do several things at the same time? Or are you dealing with an energy who's trying to do several things at the same time? Leo, maybe it's not you. Maybe you're dealing with an energy who's maybe involved in something else. I don't know, but this is definitely, and we have this round and round energy. And this, how teachable are you? It's like over and over and over again. It's, I want it to work. Let's have the conversation. We feel optimistic for a day or two. Things seem okay for several hours. Let's push it to a day or two, and then right back. This could have to do with another energy being involved, or it could just have to do with just feeling like something is very off. Let's pull a closing. Page of Cups. I need another one. Judgment. King of Pentacles. Pluto. I mean, this is just a Pluto energy. Page of Cups is about a new cycle. This could be a new relationship. And we have this. Situation is assessed and it shifts into a new phase. Some of you might need to reconcile with somebody if you think it's worth it. Some of you are going to be pushed something to the past. But there's got to be this letting go of the past and this making a decision about the past and the spiritual awakening. We have the King of Pentacles. This King of Pentacles is a hardworking energy. They like being in a settled relationship. They like to protect what matters to them. Really good energy. This could be a guy or a girl. It doesn't matter. But this is also somebody who has no patience for anyone who's looking to take their money, their assets, or trying to change them. So an issue in relationship may be just that. And maybe you have to give a little bit more. Maybe they have to give a little bit more. Somebody has to give a little bit more here in the area of relationship. As it almost feels like there are two energies, each in their own corner, but I feel like a third energy sort of lingering around. Very interesting. All right. I don't know, Leo. I just feel like your readings have been very complex the past several weeks, maybe even months. I don't know. But that is what I have for you guys. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.